These are the images burned into our collective memory. The bloody boy walking dazed from school, the crying girl pulled away by friends, the stretcher carrying a wounded child, the frantic parents searching for answers.
Yeah, he used to shoot it in the air for kicks. Promised he had perfect aim, swore that he couldn't miss. Wore it underneath his belt because by law that was his right. Besides, you never know what type of danger's hiding in the night. He said he never use it in a fight. He'd take a punch instead and it made him feel at home. He used to hunt with Grandpa as a kid. As time went on, he started to think more and more about what he would do if he was home and someone kicked down his door. Paranoia kept increasing. He kept imagining a tragedy as if it was inevitable, trying to prepare himself for how he'd feel if he ever had to steal a life to save a loved one's or his own. That soulless piece of metal was the boss in the relationship. He bought it to keep him safe, but it just made him sick. And it wasn't until the day that he got rid of it that he felt like he was safe, no longer a slave to that piece of shit. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, no.
May 20th, 1998. 15-year-old Kip Kinkle is expelled for bringing a handgun to school. Kinkle shoots both his parents, Bill and Faith Kinkle. Under his trench coat, he carries 2 handguns, a rifle, a knife, and more than 1,200 rounds of ammunition.
51 shots, got him 111 years, armed to the teeth, ready to teach a lesson to his peers. A freshman who knew enough to do his homework. He took it his father first and now he's a cold-blooded soldier. But his mom was still at work, so he waited a couple hours, heard the car pull up to the house, cocked the rifle and let the voices overpower him. His conscience never got the best of him. Mom and dad were dead on the same day that they had arrested him at school for possession of a stolen 32. By the time he arrived back at home, he didn't know what the fuck to do. He's thinking I'll kill the only people I love, the same ones who created me, so they never have to see what I'm gonna do to the people who hated me. I love you, said to both his mother and father just before he shot him. And when he got up in the morning and went to the school, nobody could stop him. 51 shots, 15-year-old kid, a couple of miles from where I live. I'll never forget him, his name was Kip.
You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, no.